Greetings to all. Welcome to AWS Solution Architect training sessions. Srinivas here. So in last session, we already completed demo 1 live come session. So today's is second demo come live session. So whoever join with a free Zoom link, this is a final session to join without making any payment to understand the concepts, how the training is going on. So just an introduction, again, just to inform everyone who are going to review this training session on demo on YouTube channel. So this batch is started yesterday, that is 23rd November. This duration of this course is total 30 hours, like every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 weekends. So Saturday and Sunday, total 4 hours it is going to continue. Like that, it is going to have 30 hours duration, plus or minus 1 weekend. It will be there based on the session continuation, based on the topics understanding and how you are going to interact with the trainer to do the practice to fulfill your requirements. Based on that, plus or minus 1 or 2 weekends will be there. That's more. Actually, the duration of this course is 30 hours. Okay. So you already joined second free session. So next Saturday, there will be a separate Zoom link. That Zoom link will be shared with paid participants, like who is going to be paid participant, how we are going to complete the payment. We need to log into Logic Labs, logiclabstech.com, www.logiclabstech.com, wherein you can log into this particular portal with your email ID. Once you log in with your email ID, you can find upcoming batches. You can, as soon as you click on upcoming batches, you will find the details of batch related 372 and AWS Solution Architect, the trainer, and when it is started, what is the timeline, and what is the duration. Is it a weekdays or weekends? And you will find the payment link. This particular Zoom link is only applicable for today's session because you already joined the session, in the sense you already completed the registration. So whoever completes the payment, they no need to register any Zoom link. Once the payment is completed, they will be getting a Zoom link. If you can coordinate with the support at logiclabstech.com. If you are not received, definitely admin team is in a position to, whoever completes the payment, admin team is going to coordinate with the respective participant and make sure the Zoom link and as well as LMS Graphy portal access is provided to registered participant. So as soon as you find the batch details, you can click on payment link. As soon as you click on payment link, you will redirect it to the payment link information. This payment link information will be accessible, only acceptable, only the international transactions enable debit or credit card. You can use whatever the debit or credit card that must be enabled international transaction to complete this payment. Okay. So once you happy with this particular training module, ready to
For Indian
complete the.
student also, debit card required to enable international transactions. That wala option.
Yes, you can check that domestic transaction. This is not an
Yeah,
international transaction. Domestic transactions is more than enough. This
yeah.
site is from India site only. Okay. So make sure while doing the payment, just check that if it is not completing the payment, just make sure your transaction is enabled for domestic or international. Yeah. Okay. So here the important point here, everyone must understand, no batch shifting, no amount refund. So by understanding yesterday one session that successfully completed, today is a second demo come live session. This is also a free session. You are able to understand what the course content, how the delivery happening, and how the course is able to understand how it is related for your day-to-day operation or your career operations. So make sure you understand each and everything, then you can proceed with the completion of the payment. Once you complete the payment, there is no option of batch shifting or no amount refund. If you have any queries, please speak to support@logiclabstech.com mail ID, or these two numbers are available on WhatsApp as well as for India customers directly they can reach on normal call. Outside India, they can send a message or they can call on WhatsApp without any issue. These two numbers, admin team is available. They can assist you for any kind of queries. And it is very much important to be part of WhatsApp community, the specific WhatsApp community. You may be part of different training WhatsApp community groups. Why this is important to be part of this specific WhatsApp community? You are going to get a regular updates about this batch. Until today, you are going to get you already receive an update that batch is going to start 15 minutes, 30 minutes, like that. You already received a notification. Going forward, next session onwards, only session cancellation information will be published. For example, I'm going to facing some technical issue or due to illness or due to some personal issue. If I'm not able to conduct the session, definitely there will be a communication in WhatsApp community, session available or not available before starting or one day before the notification will be published. If there is no notification on WhatsApp community, on the specific group WhatsApp community, this is a batch number 372, on the specific batch community only, they are going to update if any cancellation. If there is no update, like there is no session cancellation message, or there is no message about, there won't be any message about session is going to start 30 minutes, 15 minutes. No more information about session starting time from next Saturday onwards. Only session cancellation message will be published in this WhatsApp community link. Please, if your session is already started and it is time everyone is connected and trainer not in a position to start the session within the time, please be online for 5 to 10 minutes. Due to some technical issue, it may take time. Most probably, I'll make sure to start the session 5 minutes before, at least before the starting of the time. I'll be there. I'm going to start the session. If any technical issues, if may delay for 5 to 10 minutes, don't disconnect. Please be online. Yeah. So all sessions, whatever the sessions we are discussing here, every session it is under recording. This is the beauty of the online training session. If you are due to some issue or you are not in a position to attend the training recorded sessions will be uploaded to LMS Graphy portal. You are in a position to play that recorded session n number of times and accessible for lifetime. So you can pause and play whatever the time. If you are feeling bored, and you can move the cursor whatever the point you would like to review more times, that all options are available in recording session. This recording videos will be available for lifetime. So if any queries, if you are not able to access the portal, or if you are not able to complete the payment, or if you want to join late or whatever it may be, our admin team is available Monday to Saturday between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. IST Indian Standard Time. Please send a mail communication, or you can get a immediate response, means you can reach admin team on these two numbers. These two numbers are available on WhatsApp community as well. Okay. Until this, any questions, please? Any questions?
Yes, yes. Can we do instrumental payment?
Okay. What is the payment?
Do the payment like in installment?
Please talk to the support at Logic Labs, and the admin team is available. They can assist you. I'm not sure that the option is available. Yeah, please
Okay.
check with that. Also, you asked some other question about what is that question, please? Could you please repeat again?
Yes, I was asking if this training is sufficient for us to get a job in AWS as an AWS solutions architect, and is the course designed for everybody, or you need to
Yes,
have some specific background before you can take the course and actually crack a job?
yes, very good question. This particular training is designed to explain about and to do the practice everything on L1 to L3 level AWS Solution Architect Associate. So AWS Solution Architect Associate talks about infrastructure services. What are the infrastructure services? The servers, how to deploy, how to configure, how to manage the environment. In AWS Solution Architect Associate, whatever the IT infrastructure requirement like servers, storage, networking, monitoring, backup, database. In a traditional environment, a database administrator will be there as a separate. A backup administrator will be there as separate. In a cloud, whatever this course we are going through here, that is covers all the topics. Without having a deep understanding, you are able to manage the environment. Generally, enterprise environment, there will be a separate expert will be there to manage the environment on a specific area, like networking, one expert will be there. Servers expert, one expert will be there. Like that, different experts will be there for large size organization, wherein small size organization, medium enterprise environments, wherein a cloud administrator or a cloud architect need to manage the environment. To manage the environment, you must understand the services, how to integrate. So this course is designed to support the environment, to take care of whatever the things required to manage the environment. And at the same time, this course and whatever the free tier access you are going to get, with that, you are able to practice on a live environment. You are able to create your own live environment, and you can do practice. Whatever the integration, whatever the practice, whatever the environment you can design, you can do all kind of practice. Based on practice only, you are able to get a confidence, and you are able to successfully clear the interview or clear the day-to-day operations. Okay, we are going to understand how we are going to deploy. In this particular course, it is not just explaining how to deploy. We are going to correlate how the traditional environment, the same traditional environment, how we are going to implement in the cloud, so that you are able to understand, is that service is required or not? If it is required, what are the things we need to configure to meet the business requirement, customer requirement? All those things we are able to understand, and you are able to provide a better solution to the customer to run the business. Okay, we are going to understand. So this course is sufficient. There is no advanced course is required to manage the environment. There are advanced courses are available. AWS DevOps, that is to manage the applications, developer or software or testing, the different kind of environments will be there. For them, AWS DevOps, their Sunil Kopavarpu is providing training session. He is the founder of Logic Labs Technology online platform. He is already started the batch on AWS DevOps. It is an advanced technology. For that advanced technology, AWS Solution Architect is a base. This is going to talk about entire infrastructure relations and few components, how to integrate. So AWS DevOps is going to talk about different tools, different applications, how to integrate with the infrastructure. Okay, how to generate the code, how to use like AWS Terraform. It is a coding, deploying the environment with automation. So those things are advanced. Those things are not going to cover in this particular AWS Solution Architect Associate. Okay. Any questions on this topic?
Yeah, who is the person who asked for the installment payment?
That's
It's
payment.
Tajo. It's Tajo.
How do you spell your name?
Tajoah.
Tojaoh.
Tajoah.
Okay. Contact me after class.
Okay. Is your number on the screen?
My name, I'll look for you. My name is Teresa Wansi. You see it on the screen.
Okay.
All right. Okay, bye.
Thank you. So any other questions related to payment completion? Shall we move on? You are available on social media. Please subscribe to YouTube channel. Whatever the advanced training schedule is going to happen from the Logic Labs Technologies, first 2 or 3 sessions will be uploaded to YouTube channel, wherein you are going to get a notification as soon as demo session is completed. The recorded session will be uploaded to YouTube channel, so that even if you are not part of any WhatsApp community, you are going to get a notification. And if the technology is relevant to your day-to-day operation, you can nominate and register respective course. Yeah. Other Telegram, social media is available, Facebook is available, Instagram. Please subscribe any one of the social media platform to get a regular updates. Okay. So yesterday, moving to the course content. Yesterday, we successfully completed the actual requirement to continue the session. That is what? Register for free tier account. How many of you completed or any issues to complete the registration of a free tier account? Any questions on free tier account registration process? Enabling multi-factor authentication and completing the registration of free tier account. Without free tier account, there is no meaning, there is no requirement to continue in this session, because everything we are going to do on this particular portal only, AWS management portal. Whatever the learning you are going to understand, you have to practice. Without practice, there is no use of this particular training. Sincerely, I'm telling. So register for free tier account is a mandatory. Whoever wish to continue this training module from the next class. Okay. Anyone? Any questions on the register for free tier account? If anyone joined newly to this training session, they can review the first recording session. That recorded session is already available on YouTube. The recorded session already published on the WhatsApp community link. You can play that recorded session and complete that registration process to log into AWS Management Console. Yeah. Yesterday, we successfully connected to Management Console, and we reviewed that what are the important services, and we successfully deployed one of the instance, Windows instance, what is a key pair, how to generate the password, all those things successfully complete. Today, what we are going to do, we are going to understand some basic theory during the practical session, during the deployment process. I'm going to cover slide theory, and we are going to do practical on AWS Management Console. Today, we are going to deploy 2 instances. Compute service. Under compute service, we are going to deploy 2 instances by using EC2 service. Okay, let's connect to the AWS Management Console to start today's agenda. I'm connecting to AWS Management Console. As soon as you complete the registration process, we have to log in as a root user. So I'm going to enter my root user email ID and entering the password. After that, the multi-factor authentication, initially it is going to allow you to log in without multi-factor authentication for 15 days. After 15 days, you must enable multi-factor authentication. Otherwise, you are not able to log into the account. Okay. If you have any questions on this multi-factor authentication, you can post. Let me enter my code here. Just a moment. Okay. I'm able to successfully connected. Yesterday we discussed about what is the reason. What is the reason? Who is going to tell me what is the reason? Which reason I am connected currently? As soon as I log into that portal, we are connected to one particular reason, AWS reason. What is the reason?
Virginia.
North Virginia, that is the reason. A reason is nothing but under AWS Global Infrastructure. AWS Global Infrastructure has a 34 regions currently running. Out of 34 regions, as soon as we connect to AWS Management Console, everyone will be connected to one of the region. In that respective region, a region is nothing but a geographical location. In the respective geographical location, there will be multiple availability zones. Every region will be having 2 or more availability zone. What is the availability zone? Availability zone is nothing but a dedicated infrastructure. A dedicated infrastructure, that is a data center. A building will be having configured with all IT related infrastructure deployed in that specific building. That is nothing but a data center. The same data center will be represented as a availability zone. Okay, that's what yesterday we discussed about. What is the reason? What is the availability zone? Okay, AWS Global Infrastructure. So in this global infrastructure, currently AWS is running from 34 regions, and there are from 34 regions, each region may have 2 or more availability zones. There are total 108 availability zones are there. Currently, I'm connected to North Virginia. In North Virginia, there may be 5 or 6 availability zones are there. I'm connected to one of the availability zone, that is US East 1. In North Virginia geographical location, I'm connected to one availability zone. Why I'm connected to North Virginia? Even though I'm accessing this particular AWS portal from sitting in Bangalore, India, why I'm connected to North Virginia? This AWS infrastructure is intelligent enough and make sure to serve you better. It doesn't matter from where you are connecting. It is going to make sure to serve you better, even though you are using a free tier account and you are not going to pay not even single rupee to do the practice, or not even $1 or 1 cent. Why AWS is providing excellent service? During the free access, if you are feeling a difficulty or not feeling that its services are not running as expected, you are not in a position to happy and you are not in a position to continue with AWS. So you can understand how robust infrastructure AWS is managing. It is providing 12 months free. During the 12 months free, it is going to make sure to serve you better in each scenario. That's the reason it is going to check what are the resources are available to serve you Srinu Cloud. Srinu Cloud is my account name. I'm connected to this particular AWS infrastructure to do my practice. For my practice, I'm not going to pay not even single rupee, even though I'm going to get a better service, better resources to perform my actions without any interruption. Okay, you can change any reason, but you are not going to guarantee that whatever the service is going to successfully deploy or not. Whatever the reason it is connected, please continue with the same reason. We can switch over and you can practice. I can switch over to Mumbai, no issues. But there is no guarantee that if the service is going to deploy, definitely that service will work as expected and make sure it is going to work as smooth as possible. Okay. So I'm switching to North Virginia. It is connected default, leave it as default. Then next thing, whenever we connect to AWS Management Console portal, the important thing which we need to understand, billing and cost management. Even you can click on account information. How did I get this? Account ID, account organization. You will find as soon as log into this portal, you will find the top right corner, you will find account name. Whatever the account name you mentioned during the registration process, there is a small arrow will be there. If you click on that small arrow, you will get a window wherein you can click on account information. What is your account? Is it a free tier? Is it a pay as you go model? What type of account you are holding? Is there any billing? So I am going to click on account. As soon as I click on account, I'm going to get the billing information. Initially, if you are connecting to this first time, whatever the service you are going to use, that service it is going to take it is going to take update in the portal maybe 24 hours or 48 hours it is going to take to reflect that usage in this account. So every time whenever you are going to complete the practice and whatever the services you are going to deploy, make sure you are going to check this particular portal. Currently, what is my utilization? Currently, my utilization is month to date cost. Until today, what is billing cycle will be there for every month, starting of the month and to end of the month. Now, starting the month 1st November and today is the 24th November. Month to till date, my bill is 0. Nothing is there. What is that next one? The forecast. As per continuous usage of my current usage, based on my current usage, forecast until by month end, I may need to pay this much. This is a forecast. It is not a actual bill. This is a actual usage until today. This is until month end, what would be the cost? Forecast. Okay. And you will find what is the last month I paid last month of 0.03 cents. That means I paid just 40 rupees, 33 rupees or some amount. After using for entire month, I paid just 30 rupees. You can imagine how freely we are going to get the services. Okay. Why I am paying this bill? I am going to explain during our practical scenario. We are going to understand why we are getting this bill. Okay. Any questions until this? This is a mandatory. Every organization nowadays, the first interview question it is going to ask cost optimization. Cost optimization. They are going to give you scenario. They are going to give you scenario that I am currently configured this kind of services and I'm giving you a task to optimize the cost. I'm paying $100 per month. Now, what are the options you may choose to reduce that $100 to minimize that $100 to some extent? What are the steps you are going to consider? To understand this process, to understand this scenario, First, you need to understand what are the services are configured in that account and what is the billing for each and every service. How to optimize, what are the options are available to optimize. Okay, everything you are going to understand in day-to-day operation of deployment, configuring what is the best option to choose a better solution with a lesser cost, nominal economical cost. Okay, so the billing section, every day, every practice you must validate. One of the important service, billing and cost management. Every organization now facing the challenges to optimize the billing, because cloud portal is there is no upfront cost. That means there is no initial cost is not required. Only running cost will be there. Monthly billing or yearly billing, hourly billing will be there. So without having upfront cost, I am able to use the services. I need to maintain the running cost. Most organizations are facing the challenges of running cost is very high. So they how to optimize, how to reduce the cost, monthly billing. Okay, so we have to understand each and every service. Is it required? If it is required, what are the options, options are available to utilize the service. Okay, that is important. Now we are going to go here for every service. For every service, you can see that currently I'm there under billing and cost management. This is one of the sub-service of billing. Where it is available billing and cost management, I'm going to click on the services, the 9 dots on the top left corner. There are 9 dots, blue dots are there. I'm clicking on that. This particular cost, billing and cost management is available under a category of cloud financial management. You can see that cloud financial management. I'm clicking on this and the billing and cost management. So I'm going to get a same window from a different options. One from the account information, one from the services section. Also, I'm able to get the same service, billing and cost management. Under the billing and cost management, not only the bill, you are able to understand what is my utilization. In this categories, in this dashboard, you will find a section that is free tier. We are under free tier registration process. Click on the free tier. What are the services you use till today? What is the percentage of free tier? These are all the free tier services are available for me. You can see that I am there today 24th. Already 24 days is over. In this 24, what is my utilization? You can see here each and every service out of 100%, my usage is just below 10%, not even 5% reached. I have been delivering the training sessions. I have been providing the training sessions to different customers. Even though my bill utilization, free tier utilization itself, less than 5%. If it is reaches due to some reason, if it is reaches 80 or 85%, whatever the email ID you registered, you are going to get a notification. You already utilized 80% of resources under your account. Please take necessary action or ready to pay the billing. That information you are going to get. So as soon as you connect the billing and cost management, as soon as every day, whenever you are planning to do a practice, the first section you need to validate the billing and cost management. Even in the notepad, you can see that check billing is the first point whenever you are going to start. Yes, done. Next, what region it is connected? North Virginia. What is the date? You need to prepare the documentation every day. What action you are going to perform? It is a mandatory for an organization without having any task, you should not log into the production environment. You must have a ticket. You must notify. You must prepare the document, what action you are going to perform. You are liable for each and every step in the cloud management. Okay. So checking the cloud management, it is financial management, that is a billing and cost management is very much important for each and everyday practice. Okay. And you might notice previously you found that it is Norwegian. Now it is showing as a global. What does this mean? Previously I was there in Norwegian, now it is showing global. Whatever the services you are going to use in this AWS console, these categories are available. Each category there are number of services available. I am going to choose compute and I am going to click on EC2. Now you can see that now it is changed to North Virginia. Previously it was there a global. Each and every service, two types of services will be there. One is a regional based service. One is a global service. Only two types of services. Now if I select a compute, that is EC2, whatever the service you are going to deploy, this particular service will be available only on a specific region and specific availability zone only. Whereas in cost management, the entire global, the cost management, whatever the services in whatever the region you are going to use, some services will be available as a global, some services are designated as a regional services. Only two types, either global or a regional service. Now I'm using EC2. Is it a global service or a regional service? Now I'm using a EC2 to
It's a
deploy
regional.
it is a regional service. If I
Yes.
am switching to cloud financial and billing and cost management, this is also one service.
Global.
Now this is a global. So you can find out whatever the service it is it a global or regional, you are able to understand by looking at here. Okay. Now hope you understand what every day you need to do. Checking billing. That is the first mandatory step which you
How to find only global services?
only global services. There is
No.
no categorization. You are not going to define in such way that a global list of global services, list of regional services. Okay. Whatever the service you are going to choose, you are able to get an information here. Yeah.
Okay.
So here under EC2, we connected. Yesterday we already deployed one service and terminated. Now today I am going to start again. Yesterday I didn't clean up, only instance was terminated. You can see that there are no instances, zero, all are zero, all are zero. But here the default one, for any reason, it is that key pairs must be zero. I purposefully managed as a one and security group as a two. I'm going to clean out of these two things now. Just see that what is the utilization, what is the use case, why we need to delete, why we need to keep that services. Okay, delete. Whatever the practice we are going to do, we need to clean up to save our free tier access limits. Okay, dashboard, I'm going to security group, I'm going to delete the security group. Sorry, this icon, delete security group. Yes, delete. Okay. Now you can see the default window, you are able to see that whatever the reason you may connect, whatever the reason you may connect, you are able to see that, for example, Northwestern, I am switching to Singapore and you are able to see the same dashboard, all zeros and only one security group is will be there one by default. Whatever the reason you may connect, it is not an issue. So make sure you leave that whatever the default connected region. Okay. Now in this particular region, I'm going to deploy two instances. One is for Windows, one for Linux. We are going to understand what is the differences between the Windows instance and Linux instances. What are the different process we are going to do during the deployment? Can anyone tell me why I need to deploy the instance? Why I'm not going with, there are plenty of other services are there. Why should I go with only instances, the starting point? Can anyone tell me? Why should I go with the starting EC2? Why should not, why can't I go with the different services?
Because that will come in picture after deploying the instance, correct?
Why I need to deploy first instance?
You have to create a machine before you can work on it, correct?
Yes, every IT infrastructure, whatever the function you are going to perform, either if you are using a mobile application, whatever the application, you are the user. Every IT infrastructure, the flow cycle will be starting from the users. What is a user's requirement? I'm the user. I'm going to connect the Zoom session. I'm the user. I'm going to access the payment transaction. So what is my requirement? To fulfill one specific requirements, the user, based on the user's requirement, application will be designed. Applications will be designed. Where that applications will be designed, that application to work, to run, there is a platform is required, right? That platform is nothing but it requires an operating system. Without operating system, either Windows or Linux or blah blah, different operating system, whatever the operating system may be, without operating system, application is not going to work, right? So the platform to work, OS installation, what I need? What I need? A system. What is a system? Is nothing but CPU, memory, storage, network. Where all these components are going to come? Memory, CPU and memory is going to come from the system itself. But the storage is going to come to, I need to manage some centralized storage. The network, I need to establish network infrastructure to establish communication between the devices. So to work on an application, that application from user to server who are managing that organization, they need to establish communication. How that in every application, in every IT requirement, it is going to depend upon data. Whatever the topic you may consider, everything is form of data. The data, how it is going to save and how it is going to write and read the data. And that reading and writing, what is the way it is going to establish communication? Sorry. This entire IT infrastructure, without IT infrastructure, the user is not able to access the applications. Without developers, the application is not going to work. Without platform, that application, whatever the designed application, that application may not work, will not work, must not work without a platform, right? So platform is not going to work without a system. So everything, it is starting from user, it is going to hierarchy, it is going to come. Now, where we are deploying these two things, a platform and a system. That's the reason AWS DevOps or any application Terraform or AWS DevOps or any kind of specialization you talk about in this particular service, or a monitoring or a database or a backup, whatever the service you may talk about, the first requirement is application or data. For the same data, it has to communicate. The same data you need to take backup. The same data you need to monitor. Is it working properly or not? So everything it is related, the background, that underlying architecture, that is infrastructure, IT infrastructure, how devices are going to connect, how the data is going to flow from one system to another system. That is what we are going to design in this particular entire AWS solution architect by integrating, by understanding each and every service. Okay, that's here the starting point. To work monitor, I need a system. To establish networking, I need a system. So everything starting point, without a system, we can't do anything. That's a basic structure. It is a starting point. Okay, that's the reason I'm starting a compute service EC2. That is a starting point. Okay. So
I have a question. I have a
yeah,
question.
yes, please.
Please, I look, I know this is gonna look just, I don't know, but I understand that normally you have to start with the system,
Mhm.
right? That has the CPU storage and everything.
Yes.
And then you need an what operating system you said. My question is in the applications.
Yes.
That's what always gets me confused. Like in real life,
Mhm.
like when you're working, they say the application owner. Can you just expand in 1 minute? When I'm talking about applications, let's say in real life, can you give me a real life example of applications and the owners?
Okay. Now, the same application we are working right now. What is the application we are working? We connected together within an application. What is the application?
Zoom.
Zoom is
AWS.
an application. It is a Zoom is a connecting media, is a sharing media, communication media. It is an application. Zoom is an application. You already installed that application on operating system. Now, another application, you are not using the Zoom application. You are just open the browser. Where this browser?
On
I'm
operating
using
system.
Google Chrome, or you are
Google.
using maybe Edge browser. Where this browser is opening,
On
this
operating system,
browser
I think.
requires a platform. A browser is an application. Even whatever the session you are going to mention, Zoom.in.meetings or any application, you are keeping that one address here. That address, you need to get a response. If you need to get a response, whatever the information you are looking for example, I'm typing google.com. You are typing how to access AWS. How you are getting this information, where it is going, who is managing? You are using a client system. From your system, what you are using, an application you are using. Where this application is running? This application is running on my operating system, on my laptop. Laptop is a system. On the laptop, Windows 10, I'm using Windows 10 operating system. It is working as an operating system. On that operating system, these many applications are running. Out of which, one is a Google Chrome I'm using currently. That is an application. That application, what purpose I'm using? To establish, to get some information about what I'm looking for. What information I'm looking for? What to access AWS, how to prepare a food, or how to prepare take care of something. You are looking for some information. How you are going to get? There will be a server to serve the requirement of the user. That requirement to need to publish means that IT infrastructure of Google need to maintain a server where it has a complete data information, a bunch of data information. Some user is looking for how to access AWS. Some other user may be using some other requirement. That entire data will be there on the server. According to user, they are getting information. How? Because the application is going to integrate. Here, browser is a main application. Okay. Now we are connecting a Zoom. With the help of Zoom, we are all connected together. How we are able to connect together? Zoom is a application integrated on a server that infrastructure is managing on a Google in a one of the cloud. This particular Zoom application hosted. With the help of Zoom server configuration, we are able to connect together. Able to understand what is application?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So every IT, whatever the IT, forget about IT infrastructure. Take your mobile. What is your mobile? Mobile is a device, a system. It has a processor, memory, storage, networking. That SIM card, whatever the mobile network you are using, that is going to act as a communication media. Whatever the operating system, you have someone is going to use Android, someone is going to Apple, different operating system. By using that operating system as a platform, you are going to use different applications, payment applications, browser applications, games, all those things are considered as application. You are the user. Okay, this is a relation in every IT infrastructure. Without this correlation of user, application, platform, there is no IT. Every IT infrastructure is going to work on basis of data. How the data is going to write, how the data is going to access, how it is going to flow from one system to another system. You are sitting maybe in US, I am sitting from India. How the communication is happening. Whatever I am speaking, you are able to listen without any delay. That is going to happen from my system, and your system is going to have the OSI layer, OSI model transaction. 7 layers will be there. Okay, so this entire thing is going to happen on the fly. Okay, we are going to understand that infrastructure design, how it is designed by going to this entire deployment. Okay. Okay, let's proceed. Launch instance. Starting point, why we are deploying starting of EC2 only, other than all other components. So I'm going to start with Windows Server 001, and yesterday we already selected. I'm selecting Windows as an operating system. I told you I am selecting 2022 base. Make sure the free tier eligible is there in the same section. You must see that free tier eligible. Whatever the things you are going to select, you need to make sure you find this free tier eligible. Okay. Next, application net instance type. What is the instance type? Hardware configuration. Make sure you have the free tier. If I select some other things, for example, I'm going to select, there are different models are there. I'm going to select the C5 metal. C5 dot metal. What is this C5, T2 micro, T2 nano? It is just hardware model. If you go to the market to purchase a laptop, any vendor, Dell, within the Dell or within the Lenovo, you will find a cost range of from 30,000 to 1 lakh. What is that? Whatever the configuration, the storage capacity, the memory configuration, CPU configuration matters that cost of the system. Here, the instance type is nothing but a hardware configuration of the system. You can see that the cost is going to vary based on this configuration. See here, on demand, if you are going to use Ubuntu as an operating system, the cost of this particular system $4 per hour. Why $4? 96 CPU, 192 GB memory. Am I able to see that free tier option here? No. If you select this configuration and deploy the service, as soon as you deploy the service, you will be charged straight away. I am planning to deploy Windows. See, what is the Windows charge? Windows charge is $8. Even if you use just deploy and terminate, even 1 second also, As soon as you deploy, the charge starts from as a 1 hour. You use it 10 minutes, you may use it 1 minute, doesn't matter. The billing cycle is hourly based. If you use 1 hour, 5 minutes, that is going to count as a 2 hours. This is understanding. First important thing is that service what it is going to do? Is it required? If required, what is the charges? What is the billing cycle? These factors must understand. Without understanding the billing cycle, never ever deploy any service in the cloud portal. It is going to be just like a credit card. If you are misusing, you will be end up paying penalties. In this cloud portal, it is charges will be very high if you are not going to check the services and charges, and according to requirement, if you are not going to deploy, you are going to end up paying a huge charges. So please cautious while practicing. The
I have one
impact.
question.
Yes,
I have a
please.
question. If I'm using this service for 1 hour, then the charge will be $8, right?
Yeah.
$8+. And if I using this, means in this case, the charges will not be in a prorated things, means prorated kind of calculation.
That's what.
I
Here,
mean to say,
for example, here the cycle for each and every services, you must understand what is the cycle of the billing. Okay. Here, if you see that the cycle of the billing per hour basis, it is not per day, per hour. Per hour means you use it 1 minute or 2 minutes, doesn't matter. It is going to count as a 1 hour. This is not pro rata basis. Pro rata basis going to come into picture. For example, you use this particular server for a 4 hours and 30 minutes. The bill will be only 5 hours bill will
yes,
come into
yes,
picture.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Now you are able to understand that, for example, if I deploy this particular Windows server, I have 10 Windows servers, and customer me asking, I have 10 servers, and my business hours are starting from 9 a.m. to only 5 p.m. I am getting for 10 servers, I am getting $100 per hour per day. That means what you need to suggest to minimize the billing. Anyone having any idea how to reduce? With a layman understanding, I am going to review again, rephrase the question again. 10 Windows servers, and each hour it is a $1 charge. If I run this entire 10 servers for 24 hours, 24 into 10, 240. $240 will be there for 1 day. Now it is running for 30 days, 30 into 240. That much billing will be there for every month. Now I'm asking how you are going to optimize. The customer says that my business hours 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So what is your solution to reduce? Yes.
Yes. I was going to say that you just use it when you need it.
Exactly. When you need it, that is a one type of solution. The other type is, instead of 240 into 30 is going to come $7,200. Is it required at 24 hours to run that? I am telling that upfront that my business hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That 8 hours business duration only in servers need to run. That means I am going to straight away per day 12 hours by shutting down the service. So this is a optimization. Why I am able to understand, instead of 7,200, now I am going to provide a solution that I am going to run only 8 hours per day. 8 into 8. Earlier $24. Now only $8 per day. $8 into 30 days. Like that, my billing is going to save 8 into,
Srinivas,
yes, please.
what about what about that application accessibility? That means after 8 hours, that application will not accessible for others, right?
I'm telling that business users, the users will be access the applications only from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, for time. Okay, got it.
Okay. It is a simple solution. What is according to the customer requirement? Now, same 10 systems, if I use continuously 24 hours, 24 into 10 is equal to 240 per day, $240. Now, $240, I'm going to minimize by simple solution that I'm going to run that same systems in the cloud only during the business hours. I'm going to close my shop after my business hours. I'm going to switch off all the power. If I'm going to run the power, my billing will be start billing, right? Power consumption. Why? To run that fans and tube lights and all those things. To save the power, I'm going to switch off while closing the shop. The same thing here also. If I'm going to run the same system, same 10 system, only 8 hours per day, 8 into 10, only 80 hours. Instead of 240, now I am able to pay only $80. $80 into 30 days. Instead of 2000, I'm going to save. Instead of 7,200, now I'm paying monthly bill only 2,400. This is simple logic. Okay, you need to understand. How can I understand? By understanding each service of what is the service cost, what is the cycle of the billing. Some services will be there hourly basis, some services will be there bandwidth, 1 GB transfer bandwidth, this is a charge. Some services will be there not hour, not day, monthly basis will be there. So we need to understand what service we are going to use, what is the billing cycle. Okay, let's proceed to make sure. Now we are under free tier. Only we need to make sure we select the free tier. Why? We are understanding the concept of billing. Even though I am not paying anything, we must understand what is a charge. Okay, so free tier is selected. Any questions here?
Yes, a little bit of clarification on starting and stopping instance. I do understand it's a strategy to manage costs where we just start the instance when we need it and stop it when we don't need it. So, but I do understand that when you do start an instance, it takes some time for it to really come up to, So how do you manage that downtime when an instance is taking time to boot, like to come up?
The instant whatever the server we are going to deploy, whatever the server we are going to start, it takes only not even 2 minutes. Whatever the servers, for example, my organization is having 10 systems, as I stated, for example. My business is going to, so users are going to access my online portal by starting 9 a.m. for the respective reason. So I'm going to make sure my systems are online before that, 10 minutes before that. I'm going to start at 8:50 or 8:55. I'm going to prepare a script to start all the 10 systems at 8:55. No manual intervention. We can schedule. All these concepts are available in cloud. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also saw some different instances like start, stop, and hibernation. So what's the difference between starting an instance and hibernating it? So
Hibernating is where it is available. Hibernating, it is that feature is only suitable for laptop, personal systems. Hibernating is not suitable for servers because servers need to accessible by multiple users. There is no option for save the power to sleep mode or any kind of thing. Hibernation is only related to personal systems. Yeah.
thank you very much for that clarification.
Yeah. So instance type pre-tier eligible selected. Yes,
Srinivas,
please.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
That is means suppose as you told, I have to do only run the server only 8 hours in the 24 hour, right? So
Yeah.
is there any kind of a setting like can you please run that instance of server only for 8 hours? Can we define like that in during uh,
Yes, for everything is possible. There is a simple batch automation will be there. We can shut down the systems at a specific time. We can schedule and batch script we can create, whatever the option. According to our requirement, we can prepare the environment according to our wish. Yeah.
okay, that is us that we are covering in this session.
That is a logical how to implement. Okay, automation, how the deployment. We are going to understand how to deploy, how to configure, how to stop everything. We are going to do manual. Once you understand the manual process, the automation is going to come without intervention, without any action. This time the systems need to on. This system need to start. That can be done with a coding. The coding is going to come under DevOps. The tools, different tools are there to set up this kind of configuration. Yeah.
Got it,
In
thank
this
you.
particular AWS solution architect, we are going to understand how to deploy, how to integrate the different in IT infrastructure, storage, monitoring, backup, and all those things. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So Freetar is selected. Keeper. As I'm deploying a Windows system. I told you what is a key pair. A key pair is nothing but this cloud portal. The predefined application, predefined operating systems are deployed already, configured already. That configuration, we are not sure what password they integrated. They integrated a public key in that particular template, in the particular predefined configuration. To get a password to log in into that particular system, we are going to create a private key to match with that public key. Once the matching is done, public and private, we are able to get the password token, password information. So what we are going to do? We are going to create a new key pair. What is a key pair I am going to create? Win key, I am going to mention today's date 24 November. And what is a Windows? We have here two kind of file formats. One is PEM extension, one is a PPK extension. PEM extension is used to generate the password for Windows systems. PPK is going to use for Linux power systems. Okay, so as I'm deploying Windows system, I have to go with a PEM extension. I'm going to click on create a key pair. It is going to deploy and network settings. See here in this network settings, just cautious about here. It is available only allow RDP. And what is a name in this network settings? It is going to create a security group. The name is, it is going to create a security group name called Launch Wizard 1. Now I would like to give a specific name for this particular security group. A security group is nothing but a firewall configuration. What is a firewall? Anyone please? Any idea what is a firewall?
It's a network component.
To allow or block the traffic.
Exactly. They allow or deny. What is that? Allow or deny.
The IP address is whatever you can say, public IP, private IP.
Are you going to, firewall is going
Depending
to
upon
block
the
IP address? Is the firewall is going to block the IP address? What it is going to block or allow?
network traffic,
Network.
What is that network? In the network, there are
that
many.
network will be PCI DSS zone or DMZ network or LAN network, local area network. That traffic it
Exactly.
will allow and deny.
Okay.
So, and also it can apply the security rules over there where they can block certain malware to enter into the system or access.
Okay. Now I'm talking about firewall component. In the network infrastructure, there are components called LAN, WAN, What is that? Router,
LAN, man, WAN, and
WAN, whatever it may be, router, firewall. These are the things are going to come into picture. Now I'm talking about only firewall. Firewall, it is going to work in this particular OSI model. What is the OSI model? OSI model, 7 layers. It talks about how the network packet is going to assemble or disassemble, right? Now, application layer, that application I'm using the browser. What is a browser? I'm using, what is that? I'm able to connect same IP address I'm going to use. That IP address, same IP address I'm going to use, but IP address, how it is going to understand is that a browser application, or is it a SSH, or is it a FTP? How it is going to understand that packet? The same IP address I'm using, and that layer, that packet is going to travel between the OSI model from one system to that 7 layers. The packet is going to travel. It is going to embedded with that some information. Is that application, the data is going to flow from one system to another system. Is that data related to browser? Is that data related to FTP or SSH? How it is going to understand? What will be there? Additional component.
On protocol,
Yes, protocol. What is a protocol for browser? HTTP, right?
yeah,
HTTP port number,
HTTPS.
port number.
Yeah, port number and also secured HTTPS. We can use the.
That is what I am looking for. Here, HTTP, HTTPS, these are the port numbers are going to come into picture. Here, what you are able to see here, whenever you are going to deploy a system, it is allowing RDP traffic, only RDP traffic. What is the RDP protocol number, port number? Out of, there are how many application port numbers are there? There are 4,000, 4K port numbers are there, 4K port numbers are there, different port numbers. Out of 4,000 plus port numbers, I am allowing to my security, I'm allowing to the system only one port number, that is port RDP related. It is not allowing any other port number. I'm not allowing HTTP, not allowing HTTPS, nothing. I'm allowing only RDP port. What is that RDP port number? 3389. I'm going to see here in this network settings, I'm going to just edit, click on edit to change this security group name. Why I'm coming from this, all this? The security group is nothing but, a firewall at instance level. The firewall is nothing but allowing the traffic of a specific application. That firewall configuration is nothing but a security group at instance level. That security group name I'm going to change here from the launch wizard for a better understanding. It is a WinSG001, Win Security Group 001. You can see here the security group, inbound security group role. What is the inbound? RDP it is allowing. RDP. What is the port number? You can see that port number 3389. Anywhere network representation 0/0. We are going to understand about networking completely. What is IP address, what is a LAN, what is a subnet, router, all those things we are able to understand in our VPC session. Okay, so let's proceed. Now I change the name of the security group WinSG001. I'm not changing the configure storage. So I'm going to minimize all the settings here. Name is mentioned, application updated, Windows selected, instance type is selected as a T2 micro, that is a free tier selected, key pair created, Windows key 24 November. Network setting, I change the name from the default one to Windows SG001. That's it, done. Storage leaving as a default storage, that 30 GB. I'm leaving as it is. Advanced details I'm not doing, everything is done. Once everything is done, I'm going to click on launch instance. It is going to deploy the instance. Let it deploy. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to that instances. Either I can click on this instances or else click on services again, go to compute, click on EC2. I'm going to click on now Linux instance. I need to deploy Linux instance. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to click on launch instance. Now I'm going to mention as a Linux server 001. Now what application? OS image. I'm going to select, I can select Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Red Hat, SUSE Linux. Even though I don't know anything about Linux, my background is a Windows. I don't know anything about Linux. Still, I am able to deploy with the friendly portal. I'm just using the mouse click to select respective thing. I'm not doing any configuration. Selected Amazon Linux. And here only thing I need to make sure the free tier is there or not. Free tier is there. In this Amazon Linux, anyone Linux administrator available, they understand what version need to select. Now I would like to go with whatever the default version is there, let it go and deploy, and we are going to be able to connect or not, we are going to see. That's it. Okay. Free tier is there, that's fine. Next, like instance type. Instance type is nothing but a configuration of the hardware system. What is the configuration? Again, free tier is there. That is 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. Let it be there. I'm not changing this thing. Key pair. Now I need to create a key pair. I'm going to mention Linux key 24 November. Now I said that for Linux system, I must select PPK. Okay. Selected PPK and I'm going to click on create a key pair. Key pair downloaded. Now minimize the key pair. Now network settings. The network settings, if you are not going to change the name, launch default name will be launch wizard1. I would like to change. Now you can see the difference here, important difference here. Previously, we deployed Windows system, wherein allow RDP traffic. Now what it is here? Allow SSH traffic. What is the SSH port number?
22.
Sorry?
22 port number.
22. Yes, we'll see that. I'm going to change this particular launch wizard default name to Linux SG001. I would like to change. So where do I need to click? I'm just clicking on here, edit option towards network, edit option, edit, clicking on edit, and I'm going to change the security group name here. What is the security group? Security group is nothing but a firewall configuration of the respective instance. Firewall configuration of the respective instance. I'm going to mention as a Linux SG001. That's it. See here, by default security inbound security group rules. What is that? SSH is there, TCP is a protocol, and port number is 22. And from where it is going to allow? From any network, from whatever the IP address source may be, it is going to allow only out of 4,000 plus application port numbers are there. What I am telling, keep on telling 4,000 plus application port number range. Not 4,000. Total application for the 65,000 port numbers are there. Okay, not 4,000. 65,000 port numbers are there. The hacker, why firewall, why security? The hacker can enter into the system with any port number. Even I designed my system with a port 80 only, but hacker can enter in a different direction if I am not going to configure firewall properly. That is an important one of the security requirement. Why it is only restricting that configuration, only SSH is allowing? Out of 65,000 ways to enter into the network, I'm allowing only one. That means I'm providing security to my system. Okay, let it go. 22. Now configuration. Did I change the system name? Yes. Linux SC001. SSH is allowed. Storage it is for Linux system. It is going to allow only 8 GB. Let it be 8 GB. Network is configured. Application is configured. OS is configured as a Linux. Name as mentioned Linux. Application instance type key pair. I selected as a PPK. Network settings. I changed the security group name as a default one to Linux SC001. Storage, I didn't change anything. Leave it as a default. Advanced details, I'm not doing anything now. For every tab, you can find info. If you don't know what is this, you can click on this info. Or you will find that documentation related information in this section also. Okay, so everything is available, kind of spoon feeding is available. Only thing is that you should have a enthusiasm to learn the skill. That's the only thing requirement. Rest it is going to provide for free. Okay, so everything configured. I'm going to click on launch instance. Now two instances. One is a Windows instance, one is Linux instance. If you can see here, go to instances, I can see that there are two instances, Windows and Linux. How do I connect Windows? For every system, I need, what are the things I need? I need to have a IP address or system name and username, password, and a tool to connect. These four things are required. I'm going to take it as an example of Windows. Windows Server 001. What is the tool we are going to use? Remote desktop connection. This particular tool is available by default in every system, every Windows system it is having. Recently, Windows 11 Home Edition, this remote desktop connection is not default. You need to coordinate with Microsoft to get it a download and install. Okay. This is a remote desktop connection tool is available in every system by default. I'm going to use remote desktop connection to connect Windows system. Now I already deployed one Linux system. Now Linux system, Linux server, again the same funda. Now what is a tool to connect Linux system?
Putty.
Now Putty is a terminal client. Like terminal clients, there are different terminal clients. Putty is a popular terminal client. Is this available in our system by default? This particular Putty terminal is not a default application in every system. So what I need to do to connect Linux system, I need to have a tool called Putty. Where can we download? It is a simple tool. Open the browser, just mention Putty download. Putty download. You will find an portal putty.org. You just click on that download putty.org. In this putty.org, you can download according to your operating system. If your operating system is a Linux, you no need to download Putty. The terminal will be there default in each and every Linux system. If you are using a Windows system, laptop, if your Windows system is a laptop, then you need to download this Putty. Okay. So here download Putty option is there. Click on this download Putty. Putty or Putty, whatever the name you are going to pronounce, it is up to you. I'm going to call it as a Putty. Please excuse me if it is a wrong pronunciation. It's up to your wish how you are going to call. Okay. This is a tool, a terminal client for Linux systems to connect remotely. Why I'm telling remotely? The systems we deployed in a location called North Virginia, it is in US. one of the availability zone, the data center, it is deployed. That system is remotely. I'm sitting in Bangalore. I'm working on my system, laptop. So I need to connect that particular system remotely. That remote tools we are talking about. What is the remote tools? For Windows system, the remote tool is nothing but RTP, remote desktop connection. Whereas in Linux team, to connect remote tool, that is PuTTY terminal. Remote desktop is going to work on RDP port number. PuTTY is going to work on SSH protocol, and the port number is 22. We are already allowed this communication. RDP port number 3389. Okay, so only thing is that I need to download because I'm using a Windows system. So I need to download PuTTY terminal, preparing my system to connect two systems simultaneously. How to connect both the system remotely from my system. That is a practice. Once we connect, we are going to work, we are going to install the application to use of that particular system. Okay. So here in this package file, the 64-bit or x86 or ARM or 32-bit, you can find the different flavors are available MSI tool. According to your operating system, nowadays every laptop will be running on 64-bit. So you can download, click on that PuTTY 64-bit. I'm going to click on that and it will be downloaded. It is a simple tool. You can install. I already downloaded. I'm showing just how to install. Just click on next and it is asking repair. There is already there in the same version. Just next. It is going to complete the installation within 1 minute. Okay. As already there, I'm not doing a repair option. Just completing this. Let me do that repair. Repair. Yes. It is going to install. That's it. Finished. Done. PuTTY is installed on my system. I have RDP. This is RDP to connect my Windows system. I am going to use PuTTY terminal to connect Linux system. These are the tools to connect Windows and Linux system. Is it clear? Now, what are the details I need to capture? For Windows system or Linux system, I need to find out IP address, username, password. Let's proceed. Already systems are already deployed. I have 2 instances. I need to get system details, IP details. First, I am going to select Linux. Do I need to select a public IP or private IP? There is a details are available private IP, public IP. What is the difference between public versus private?
Sir, public is for internet and private is for within the organization.
Now we are sitting outside of the AWS infrastructure. AWS infrastructure is sitting in North Virginia. I am sitting in Bangalore. I am not there part of North Virginia data center, North Virginia availability zone. So how I am able to access the resources, the cloud resource, whatever the resources we are using over the internet. Internet is nothing but that particular IP address, whatever the communication, whatever the browser you are using, everything is going to work as a public IP. What is the different types of IP addresses are available? We are going to understand IP concept and a LAN concept, everything under VPC. Don't worry, I make you understand easily. The networking, that is a vital requirement for the cloud. Okay, just we are going to understand what is the difference between public versus private. Private is related to specific property related to only specific people. Your house is a private property. You have a park. That park is a public property. Anyone can access the park. But your house, only you or your family members able to access, that is a private. Similar way, here IP address Private is nothing but within the organization, within the same location, accessing the resources, we are going to use private. Whenever you are accessing from outside, you need to use that internet that is public. By using the internet, you are accessing the resources that available by using public IP. That is nothing but we need to copy public IP. Either public IP or public DNS information we can capture. What is IP versus DNS? We are going to understand DNS versus IP in VPC and Route 53 services. Okay, so let me copy the public IP information for Linux system. That is done. Now, what is the username? In Linux system, see here, as soon as I am removing the checkbox, the connect tab is grayed out. As soon as I select the checkbox, the connect tab is available. I'm going to click on that connect tab. Once I click on the connect tab, I'm having an option of EC2 connect session manager SSH client. What port we enabled? SSH port we enabled. So I'm going to click on SSH client. What is the username here? The username is available EC2 by default. Linux systems default username is EC2-user. EC2-user. I'm going to mention EC2-. Now, where is the password? Where is the password? In this section, there is no password generate option. Leave it as it is for time being. I'm going to come back. Now user details connected, but there is no password option to generate. There is no password. There is no password. Leave it. Now I am going to back to the instances. Now I am selecting Windows Server. And what is the public IP? I'm going to copy public IP. I'm going to paste the public IP here for Windows system. And username, we know that how do we go to get the username? As I selected the checkbox, I'm having an option connect tab option is enabled. Either I can click on connect tab here or else respect to Windows system, you can click on that instance ID. A separate window is going to open up. In this window, you will find connect option as well. You can click on connect. Now it is showing RDP client as we all enabled RDP port. I'm selecting RDP client wherein default username is administrator. I'm going to copy default username administrator. I'm going to copy. Now password. Now you have an option get password option. Click on get password. Now I need to upload. Now you can see that I have two files. Yesterday file is there, today's file is there. Am I able to get the password if I select a wrong file? Let's have a look. I'm selecting 23rd November, yesterday's file. Am I able to get the password? Let's have a look. Decrypt password. It is throwing an error. This is not the right file because this is not the file which we created during the deployment. So we need to upload exact key, whatever the key we generated during the deployment. Okay, so I'm going to select and then I'm going to decrypt the password. Once password is decrypted, we are going to copy that password and I'm going to place it here. Password. Now the details are available. Now I'm going to use these details to connect that systems. Let's proceed to connect systems. RDP first, I'm going to connect RDP. What is the IP address? I'm going to mention IP address. Click on connect. And I'm going to mention administrator. And I'm going to mention the password. Yes. Windows system successfully connected. I told you yesterday already. From office, if you are trying to do practice from office network, you are not in a position to connect. During that time, you need to enable your mobile hotspot. With a mobile only, you are able to connect. Generally, every organization, this is going to be blocked. Okay, they are not going to allow to access public IPs directly from within the organization. Okay, so if you are not able to connect, that is related to your office network. Switch over to your mobile hotspot and complete your practice. Windows system is connected. I'm going to minimize this Windows system. Now, how to connect Linux system? What is a tool? I'm using PuTTY tool. In this PuTTY tool, I am going to mention whatever the IP address collected or system name collected. I'm going to mention this particular details here. The port is already there, 22, and SSH is already selected. Now I need to password. Here for Linux system, there is no password requirement, but whatever the file, whatever the key pair, that PPK file which we created during the deployment, that particular file we are going to attach as a password. Where to attach that file? In this particular section, here we have an option under connection. You can see here that details are available in this document also, how to connect a Linux instance, where to go, how to get putty.org, we are going to download. Now, PPK file, once you putty session, under connection, expand SSH, expand authorization, select credentials, choose the PPK file. These steps we are going to perform in this putty section. See here, the same connection, under connection. Under connection, next one, expand SSH. Here there is an SSH, expand SSH. Under SSH, you will find authorization, expand authorization. Under authorization, you will find credentials. Under credentials, you click on private key file authentication. Here, private key. Browse, click on browse and attach PPK. Only PPK file is representing. In the same location, even I have PEM files, but those PEM files are not eligible. To connect a Linux system, this PPK file acts as a password to connect the Linux system. Okay, I'm going to select this, open. Once file is attached here, just directly click on open. Make sure while clicking on open, on the terminal, on the login section, whatever the login section, the session details. In the session details, you must enter the IP details. Under session, whatever the IP address, whatever the port number, and SSH. After session, you enter that IP address, these details. Come to connections, SSH expand, authorization, select credentials, attach that PPK file here by clicking on browse. Click on open. Once you open, you are able to connect this particular session as a, what is the username? EC2-user, default user. I'm going to enable the font size, bigger size. On the top left corner, I just selected the top left corner and choosing the change settings and appearance and change the font size from 10 to 20 or 18 as you wish. I just mentioned what is the default user. Default user EC2-user. Okay. Default user EC2. Where did I get? From the respective Linux system. Whatever the Linux system you may deploy, username, default username is EC2-user. Just I'm going to enter. Automatically authentication token is going to complete and I'm able to get login with the help of, what is a key pair? The key pair, we attach the key pair. This is a key pair, Linux key 24 November. It is taking the password from that particular file. I am not entering any particular password here. Okay, the authentication token is successfully completed with this particular. Where did I attach this file? In a PuTTY terminal client. We attach that file as a login mechanism. Now I'm able to enter sudo su change to super user. Now I am able to enter whatever the Linux command, whatever the practice you would like to do, you can practice. Now, any questions? How do we establish communication between the two systems? Okay. You might have a questions like, do I need to create key pairs each and every system? Not required. Once you create a key pair, the same key pair can be used for multiple systems. Only thing is that for each and every deployment, there is an option. As soon as you click on launch instance, in a key pair, you will find an option called, see here, key pair. Here, create a key pair. If you want to create a new key pair for each and system, it is up to organization requirement, or else I'm going to click on drop down here, key pair. There is an option, key pairs already which are available already. Those key pairs I can select to proceed the deployment. No need to create a separate key for each and every deployment. Okay. And a security group as well. Here you can see that create a security group. If you are deploying again one more Windows system, no need to create a security group. I can select existing security group. I can select this particular radio button. I'm going to get an option of existing whatever the security groups are there. I can choose security group. There are two security groups are there. WinSG, Linux SG. If I'm not going to name it properly, there are multiple systems will be there. So for that understanding purpose only, we change the name. Yesterday, we didn't change the security group name. We just proceeded with whatever the default name. Today, we change the name. There is a specific reason to understand what is that specific group. Okay, clear? Any questions? We successfully deployed one Windows and Linux. Once the deployment is done, without any configuration, I'm able to log in. Now you can do Linux practice. Whoever going to join AWS DevOps, who are need to practice on AWS Terraform, everyone must understand the Linux administration, how to execute the commands. This is a right platform. If you want to deploy a Linux system on your own, you need to have a system, you need to download the OS, you need to configure the system to access that, you need to practice everything you need to do. Here, whatever the commands, whatever the practice you may do, you can do it. If something goes wrong, you can delete it and deploy it again, a fresh system. Just I completed only 1 hour, not even 1 hour completed to deploy this system. So only that 1 hour also, it is not a chargeable because I selected as a free tier option. What is my free tier utilization? Every month how many hours? 750 hours of free uses. Even just now I completed, even though I use these two systems, if I leave these two systems for 10 days also, how much hours it is going to, 500 hours it is going to come. Still I'm having 250 hours even after 10 days of two systems. Don't leave the systems. Why we are deleting, why we are terminating. While practice is done, why we are terminating. In live environment, we are not going to terminate because data will be there, application configurations will be there. We are not going to terminate. As we are doing a practice, we are going to terminate and we are going to deploy multiple systems and understand how to integrate. In a VPC, now their two systems are deployed. We are going to establish communication from one system to another system. How to establish, how to create a communication. All those things we are going to understand in VPC. Okay. Now a slight theory concepts about,
Srinivas, I have a question.
yes, please.
Can you please open that putty session Linux server?
Yes, please.
Okay, I actually while creation of this server there were 10 GB day, I mean hard disk we provided for this server,
8
right?
GB, 8 GB.
8 GB okay? Okay, fine. So if I want to change that, is that possible?
What you would like to change?
8 GB was a RAM or memory? What was that?
See here. I'm going to deploy again.
It's a 8 GB.
I'm there here. Amazon Linux is selected. Okay.
After
In my,
deployment, I'm talking. After deployment, once we connect
let's
it
us
through the
see.
putty.
What is the configuration of the system? How much memory? You said that it a memory or is it a storage? As a technical member, you should understand what is a storage, what is a memory. Okay. The memory
It's a 1 GB
configuration is
memory.
1 GB memory. Okay. What is
Yes.
the storage capacity? Storage capacity is available under storage section 8 GB.
Yeah.
Now,
I want to change the storage capacity to 8 to 10 or something, 8 to 100, something like that. Is that
yes,
possible after deployment of a
yes.
server?
We are going to talk about next session, scale up and scale down, scale in and scale out. There are concepts are available. How to increase the resources. That is going to come under scale up and scale down activity. How to increase CPU, how to increase the memory, how to reduce the configuration, and how to increase the disk configuration, adding an additional disk or reducing the disk size. Is it possible or only increasing the disk size? What options are available? What is a snapshot? How to install the applications in the instance? We just deployed the basic. There is no applications are there. What applications we can install? How to test that applications are working or not? We are going to see that resource modification that is comes under as a scale up, scale down concept. How to deploy multiple systems.
That is under scale up and scale down now,
That
right?
is resource upgradation, that scale up and scale down. Scale in and scale out, that is a different concept. Automatically, for example, a Thanksgiving day is there. All of a sudden, that retail portal is going to bombard with the number of users. That underlying infrastructure may not able to fulfill the users. Automatically, that portal will be crash. So scale in and scale out concept without any manual intervention according to user requirement. If user count is increased from 10 users to 1000, whatever the IT infrastructure is required to support 1000 users, this scale in and scale out option automatically deploy the instances to meet the user requirement. How do we configure? We are going to understand under scale in and scale out. Okay.
Yeah, that is fine. Scale up and scale down, that is okay. But after deploying the server, can we able to change the storage?
That is
Right now,
what
it is a
it is going to come under scale up and scale down functionality. We are going to
okay.
discuss, we are going to
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here the basic advantages, and before going understanding different cloud providers are there, what are the different cloud providers, what is a cloud, terminologies are available. We understood what is a cloud. Any questions on the what is a cloud? Anyone having a question? What is a cloud? A cloud is in simple terminology, layman understanding. Using a resource over the internet is a cloud. Now, in this cloud, there are different terminologies are there. Public, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. Public cloud is nothing but you are going to use a resources sharing. That is comes under public cloud. You are not in a position to see that what is the underlying infrastructure that anyone can use. That is nothing but all providers nowadays, public cloud providers. The same public cloud providers are able to provide private operation also, private cloud permission. What is basically difference between public versus private? Private is nothing but a specific organization only can access the IT infrastructure. I hope you understand what is IT infrastructure now. IT infrastructure, a dedicated IT infrastructure to establish the flow of data between different systems. If that systems, whatever the infrastructure we are going to manage, that entire infrastructure is designated for only a specific organization, that is a private cloud. Earlier, we are going to call it as a traditional environment. Earlier, we are going to call it as a data center, on premises, on prime. That means it is designated for only specific organization. Now the same on-prem, on-premises data center now you are calling as a private cloud. Now we are calling as a private cloud. The same kind of environment in a public cloud provider also, they are providing a specific infrastructure only dedicating to a specific organization. Now what is a hybrid? Hybrid is nothing but having the resources. An organization, their IT infrastructure, some portion will be there on their dedicated data center, and some portion of services are hosted on public cloud. A specific organization having a two kind of environment is nothing but a hybrid cloud. What is a community? A community cloud is nothing but, so for example, banks, different banks are there. There's all the banks together, they are using a specific environment for the banking purpose only. That is a community cloud. No other vendors are going to come into picture. Only all banks are going to come together and accessing a shared infrastructure, IT infrastructure is nothing but a community cloud. Okay. Now, who is the providers? There are different providers are there. Why AWS is industry leader? Even if you go to that mobile market, you will find Apple, you will find Android mobile with a different configurations. Why some people are choosing Android, some people are choosing Apple. Even though Apple cost is more, they are going to purchase Apple mobile. Why? Because the features, robustness and other features which they are like to have. Even nowadays, organization are going to look for what kind of services they are providing, what kind of efficiency they are providing, and what is the cost of each and every service and support of that particular application or service. Based on that, they are going to choose a specific cloud provider. AWS is providing 24/7, 50 hours, 12 months free trial that I am able to practice. I am delivering the training sessions without paying anything. Okay, so I am choosing AWS. Not only that, it provides a robust infrastructure and robust different options it is going to provide to fulfill the each organization. That's the reason AWS is an industry leader in the cloud market. Okay, slowly now Azure, GCP is competing with the AWS based on their features, based on their support and all those things matters. Yep. Now we are going to understand cloud models. We understood cloud types. What is the different types, different services categories, software as a services and all those things. I'm going to open up a simple URL wherein you are going to understand traditional IT infrastructure. What is the traditional IT infrastructure you are going to get in a traditional IT infrastructure? Everything will be managed by respect to organization. Everything will be managed by respect to organization. You can see here, A traditional IT infrastructure will be managed, everything, system, storage, everything will be managed, and applications are also managed by respect to organization only. In IaaS, infrastructure as a service, the gray ones will be managed by cloud provider. The next blue layer will be managed by respect to customer. Platform as a service, what are the things will be managed by cloud provider? Similarly, software as a service. The customer is just going to use the service. They are not going to bother about what is the application, what is the data, and what is the runtime. All those things will be managed by cloud provider. That is software service. Similarly, there is a different services are there. Disaster recovery as a service, monitoring as a service, different flavors are there. Basically, the cloud models are defined as a three categories. What is the three categories? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. This is a broader view of the models, cloud models. Okay. Any questions here?
So here, like the cloud defined as infrastructure as a service and platform as a service and software as a service means like so if an organization is opting for infrastructure as a service, so they were going to provide only operating system and the gray area of this second tab. That means like the available services like when I go with the AWS, right? So then S3 and different kind of services, those were not going to act in infrastructure. Is that the right statement?
No. Here, what is a application in the sense? For example, you are looking for a database, SQL database, for example. Okay.
Yeah.
SQL database will be managed in this infrastructure as a service. Only the operating system and hardware and storage, whatever the networking requirement will be provided by cloud provider. Once this system is available, you are going to install as per your wish, and a database administrator will be there to install a database application, and they are going to do all the database related functionality by respect to customer. You are the database admin, you are the customer.
Okay.
You are going to use until the operating system, cloud provider headache. They are
Yeah.
going to make sure the operating system, until operating system layer, they are going to make sure it is available for you to work with your database related component. Okay.
Okay. The same concept, if I want to go with the platform as a service, that is like the DB going to be with cloud services.
DB here, the DB will be with a cloud provider. Whatever the application, web services you are going to integrate.
Okay.
The application integration you are going to take care.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
So there are different flavors are there. What service, whatever the services are available in this cloud portal, whatever the categorization, whatever the service you are going to select, each and every functionality will be broadly described under these three models only. For example, we already completed EC2. This EC2 we deployed Windows and Linux instance. Now, who is going to tell me is it comes under which model? We deployed one Linux, one Windows. Is it comes under infrastructure as a service or platform or software? We just deployed platform. Am I getting any application on this? Am I getting any application? I just getting a base OS. I need to configure that. I don't have any application on either Windows system or Linux system. Windows or Linux system, I don't have any application, just OS is there.
Yeah, which is an infrastructure, EC2 infrastructure.
It is
Yeah.
going to come as a infrastructure as a service. So whatever the service we are going to see in this cloud portal, each service will be land according to their availability, that functionality, it will be either infrastructure as a service or platform as a service, software as a service. A simplest example I'm going to give you. In this cloud portal, I'm going to launch an application. Where is that application? End user computing or business application integration. In the application integration, there is a different applications are there here. Simple notification service. I'm going to get a notification service. Now, I am not going to do any configuration. I am not managing server. I am not going to do anything. Just I'm going to get a notification according to my requirement, according to my configuration. This particular simple notification service is going to come under a what category? Because I am going to get a notification. I am not configuring any messaging server. I am not going to configure any things. Just I'm using a service on this particular cloud portal. Now this particular service, I'm going to call it as a, the categorization is called as software as a service, like that. Okay. Any questions here? The cloud advantages. Why everyone is choosing cloud? I'm going to take 5 more minutes, not more than. If you are okay, I'll continue. Otherwise, we'll discuss next session. These advantages I'm going to complete, and we are going to close the session today. Yeah.
Yeah.
The advantages. What is the cloud advantages? Availability. What is availability? Whatever the application we are going to deploy in this particular cloud, why it is so every organization is looking for cloud. Why? Because it is going to make sure that application is available 24/7 with a minimal downtime. I no need to worry about is it working in a regional 1 or regional 2 or a US region or India region, doesn't matter. As soon as you select availability, it is going to make sure that function is going to be available. How they are going to provide guaranteed 9/11s. What is 11 nines? That means 99.99. There is no infrastructure is available to provide 100% uptime. They are able to guarantee that 11 nines. What is 11 nines? A minimal downtime will be there for application. That kind of robust infrastructure they are going to provide to make that application, that whatever the application you are going to host in the public cloud provider, that application will be available with this 11 nines. That is available. One of the biggest advantages of cloud. The scalability. Second advantage is scalability. What is scalability? Take is a Amazon billion sale, Thanksgiving Day, or any Flipkart sale. Whatever the sale it is published, automatically number of users count will be increased. That user count is unexpected. Due to that unexpected user count, my server, my business is going to crash. I can't prepare the environment to meet that user requirement unexpectedly. It takes minimum time to meet that requirement to deploy my IT infrastructure to ready. But the cloud provider is able to make sure according to user count, according to monitoring thresholds, the automatically it is going to add up the servers automatically, automation. We are going to deploy that scale in and scale out option. We are going to deploy how the service is going to deploy automatically without any manual intervention. If the user count is reduced from 1000 to 10, automatically it is going to reduce the servers according to user count. That is a scalability. Whatever this environment you are looking for, you no need to worry about. Are you looking for 100? Yes, it is available. Are you looking for 1000? Yes, it is available. That kind of robust infrastructure the cloud providers are able to provide. That is scalability. Any kind of scaling, it is possible. The one more biggest advantage is pay as you go model. No need to worry about. No system cost, no operating system cost, no license cost. I would like to use for 1 hour, 1 month, 1 year, use it and go away. No worries. Just whatever you are going to use, pay for that and use it. That's it. Pay as you go model. That is one of the biggest advantages. Every small organizations nowadays looking for cloud because of this pay as you go model. You just use it and pay for that and go away. And everyone having a misunderstanding that cloud is not able to provide a security. We are able to understand how secure the cloud environment is. What are the ways we can secure the cloud environment? We are going to understand the robust security features within the cloud environment. Okay, we already deployed one. There are 65,000 ways are there to enter into the network, but I am able to control the packet communication only with the one port only. The hacker cannot access my Windows instance or Linux instance with any other port. That is a robust security it is going to provide. Okay. So here, as part of closing of the session, we already deployed. Every session end of the practice, we must clean up the environment. I already deployed 2 instances. If I am going to leave these 2 instances, I am going to connect back on next Saturday. That means 5 days or 7 days into 24 hours, my instances are going to run without any use. My usage will be utilized. My free tier access will be utilized. So what I need to do, whatever the instances we deployed, I need to clean up the environment. So I'm going to select this 2 and I'm going to click on instant state. Must everyone who are logging, who are deploying the instances, they must terminate the sessions. Okay, click on terminate. Yes, click on terminate. Automatically these 2 sessions will be go on terminate. If you are not going to terminate, your free tier usage will consume automatically. So if you are going to log off, please make sure clean up done, so that next session if you are going to connect, you can deploy again. You are going to get a practice and with the limited availability of free tier usage. Okay, instances are deployed, deleted, terminated. Now see that instances running 0 is there, no issues. I need to make all zeros. Previously I can see that all zeros, only security group has a 1. I need to make that back again. So what I'm going to do it, click on key pairs, select the key pairs, click on actions, delete. I'm going to type delete. Yes, delete done. Again, click on dashboard. I'm going to refresh the dashboard 0, 0, 0. Now security group is showing 3. It should be 1. I'm going to click on security group. Now the default one you should not delete. Whatever the names you selected, created, those only you need to select and delete. If you by mistake, what you need to do to avoid the deletion of the default one, there is a pencil icon is going to come into picture. Pencil icon. The pencil icon you can see here. You can click on this pencil icon as soon as whatever the reason you may connect. There won't be any name for the default one. You should name it as a do not touch, do not delete and save it. Okay. Because without changing this name, you may select and delete. If you delete whatever the default ones, that environment will not work as expected. Okay. You are not going to get support from the Amazon because you are using a free tier account. Okay. So I'm selecting only whatever I created. I'm going to select delete security group. Yes. Enter delete option. Yes, click on delete. Security groups deleted. Going to click on dashboard again. Click on refresh. See that 1 is there. All zeros are there. Now we can see here 2 is there. It should be 0. No worries. Just click on this instances and make sure this list is showing as a terminated. If it is showing as a terminated, it is not going to count your not even minute. Just make sure it is showing as a terminated. This entries will be disappear after 1 hour or 2 hours. No need to worry about this particular 2 number which is there on the dashboard. It is showing as a 2. Just you need to make sure it is terminated. Remaining all zeros, I am back again. Okay. So this is all for today. So this is a final free session to attend. Next session, whoever completes the payment, you will be getting a payment link information in the WhatsApp community, or else you can find in upcoming batches here in the logiclabstech.com. As soon as you click on upcoming batches information, select the batch information 372 and click on payment link. Once you complete the payment link, you will be getting a new Zoom link to continue with the next session, that is Saturday. We are going to work on scale in and scale out and scale up and scale down activities of EC2 and other services. You will be getting a audio message. What are the topics for the session? Everything we are going to get intimated in a WhatsApp community. So before closing for today's session, any questions?
Yes, I was just gonna ask the Atem Tajo. Can you just wait for me after class, please?
Sorry,
The
come
person
again.
was asking to pay installments.
Installments,
Thank
you need to coordinate with support at, as per my knowledge, there is no installments. You please coordinate with this communication. These numbers are available. You can please, I'm going to copy this information. You please send a mail support at
No. That's not what I was saying. If you, I'm not sure I'm in the same group with Tajo Atem, so I'm not sure how we can actually connect after class. So he can wait for me after class.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop the session. I'm going to wait for your communication. Yeah. Any questions to stop the recording? And I'm available to have a one-to-one interaction for any kind of other queries. Okay, let me stop the recording. See you on next Saturday.
Recording.